Have you been taking vitamins every day thinking that you are doing something good for your health, but your belly remains bloated and the extra pounds just won't go away? What you are about to discover in this video may completely shock you. For years, the supplement industry has made us believe that all vitamins are beneficial and that the more we take, the better our health will be. But the reality is very different. There are 4 very popular vitamins sold as essential for health that may actually be causing water retention, abdominal bloating, and even weight gain. And the scariest part is that you are probably taking at least one of them right now without having any idea of the damage it may be causing in your body. After analyzing more than 1,000 cases of people struggling with persistent bloating and discovering that they all had something in common in their supplementation routine, I finally understood the pattern. In today's video, I will reveal which are these 4 treacherous vitamins, why they are sabotaging your results, and most importantly, I will teach you how to replace them with natural alternatives that will really help you deflate and lose weight. The 4th vitamin on the list is so common that it is present in more than 80% of multivitamin complexes sold in Brazil, but very few people know that it may be causing that bloated belly feeling you have every day. Stay until the end, because I will share the complete protocol to detox your body from these substances and finally see your belly flatten. Now let's reveal the first vitamin that may be bloating your belly. But before we continue, check quickly if you are already subscribed to the channel and if you have activated the notification bell, because in the coming weeks I will reveal even more shocking information about other popular supplements that may be sabotaging your health. These are discoveries that will leave you speechless and may explain other symptoms you never imagined were connected to your supplementation. And I guarantee that you will want to be up to date with these revelations because they may be the key to solving health problems that you have carried for years. The first vitamin that may be bloating your belly silently is one of the most popular and consumed in the whole world, the B complex, specifically vitamin B1 or synthetic thiamine. You might be thinking that this is impossible, since you have always heard that B-complex vitamins are essential for metabolism and energy. And they really are, but there is a crucial difference between natural vitamin B, one found in foods, and the synthetic version present in most supplements. Synthetic thiamine, also known as thiamine mononitrate, is an artificial version created in a laboratory that our body does not recognize in the same way as the natural vitamin. When you consume this synthetic form in high doses, as happens in most multivitamins that contain 100 milligrams or more of thiamine, your body goes into alarm mode. The liver has to work extra to process this foreign substance, and during this process, a cascade of reactions occurs that lead to water and sodium retention. Studies show that excess synthetic thiamine can interfere with the regulation of the antidiuretic hormone, making your kidneys retain more fluid than they should. This explains why many people report swelling in the legs, face, and especially in the abdominal region after starting to take multivitamins. In addition, synthetic thiamine competes with other B vitamins for absorption, creating imbalances that can affect your carbohydrate metabolism. When your body cannot metabolize carbohydrates properly due to lack of natural B vitamins, they tend to be stored as fat, especially in the abdominal region. The daily recommended dose of thiamine for adults is only 1.2 milligrams per day, but most supplements contain between 50 to 100 milligrams, an amount up to 80 times higher than necessary. This excess not only does not bring additional benefits, but may actually be causing the unwanted effects you have been experiencing. To make matters worse, synthetic thiamine has a very short half-life in the body, which means its levels rise and fall quickly, causing energy spikes followed by sudden crashes that may increase hunger and cravings for sweets and refined carbohydrates. The solution to this problem is not to stop consuming vitamin B1, but to obtain it from natural sources. Foods such as sunflower seeds, pistachios, black beans, lentils, and oats contain bioactive thiamine in the form your body recognizes and uses properly. If you really need to supplement, look for chelated or coenzymated forms of thiamine, which are better absorbed and do not cause the side effects of the synthetic version. An excellent alternative is nutritional nutritional yeast, a food rich in all B vitamins in their natural and bioavailable form. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast provides not only adequate thiamine but the entire B complex in balanced proportions without the risks of synthetics. If you have been taking B complex for months and noticed increased abdominal bloating, try stopping supplementation for 2 weeks and see if there is improvement. Many people are surprised to notice how quickly their belly flattens just by eliminating this source of synthetic thiamine. During this period, focus on consuming foods rich in natural B vitamins and observe how your body responds. Remember that sometimes less is more when it comes to supplementation, and your body was designed to obtain nutrients from real foods, not synthetic versions created in a laboratory. The second vitamin that may be sabotaging your efforts to have a flat belly is synthetic folic acid, also known as synthetic vitamin B9. This is perhaps one of the most shocking discoveries of recent scientific research because folic acid is present in practically all multivitamins and is even mandatorily added to several processed foods in Brazil, such as wheat flour and bread. The problem is that there is a fundamental difference between natural folate, found in food, and synthetic folic acid used in supplements and food fortification. Approximately 40% of the Brazilian population has a genetic variation called MTHFR, which drastically reduces the ability to convert synthetic folic acid into the active form the body can use, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. For these people, regular consumption of synthetic folic acid creates a buildup of unmetabolized substances in the blood, a phenomenon known as unmetabolized folic acid or UMFA. This buildup interferes with the function of natural folates and can cause a series of problems including fluid retention, systemic inflammation, and resistance to weight loss. What makes this situation even more problematic is that unmetabolized folic acid competes with natural folates for the same cellular receptors, creating a functional folate deficiency even when blood tests show normal or even elevated levels of folic acid. This can result in fatigue, difficulty concentrating, mood changes, and most importantly, a slow metabolism that makes fat burning difficult. From the point of view of abdominal bloating, synthetic folic acid can cause problems through several mechanisms. First, it interferes with methylation, a fundamental biochemical process for liver detoxification and elimination of toxins. When methylation is compromised, the liver cannot properly process toxins, hormones, and waste substances, leading to an overload that manifests as fluid retention and bloating. Second, UMFA can alter the expression of genes related to metabolism, specifically those involved in fat burning and insulin regulation. Third, recent studies show that high levels of unmetabolized folic acid are associated with changes in the gut microbiota, favoring the growth of bacteria that produce gases and cause abdominal distension. The daily recommended dose of folate for adults is 400 micrograms, but many multivitamins contain between 800 to 1,000 micrograms of synthetic folic acid, in addition to all the exposure you already have through fortified foods. If you consume bread, breakfast cereals, pasta, or any product made with enriched wheat flour, you are already receiving synthetic folic acid daily. When you add supplementation to this, it easily exceeds your body's capacity to process this substance, especially if you have the MTHFR variation. The strategy to solve this problem involves 2 main approaches. First, eliminate or drastically reduce unnecessary sources of synthetic folic acid. This means choosing multivitamins that contain folate in the form of 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate or methylfolate, which is the active and bioavailable form that does not cause the problems of the synthetic one. Second, significantly increase the consumption of natural folates through foods such as spinach, asparagus, broccoli, avocado, beans, and lentils. These foods provide folate in the form your body recognizes and can use immediately without the need for conversion. A valuable tip is to consume these vegetables lightly steamed, as moderate heat actually increases the bioavailability of natural folate. If you suspect you may have the MTHFR variation, observe how you feel when you reduce your intake of fortified foods and supplements with folic acid. Many people report a significant reduction in abdominal bloating, improved energy, and even weight loss after making this change. An additional strategy is to increase the consumption of foods rich in vitamins B6, B12, and choline, which are essential cofactors for proper folate metabolism and can help compensate for any deficiency in conversion. Foods such as eggs, salmon, sardines, and beef liver are excellent sources of these nutrients and can enhance the benefits of reducing synthetic folic acid. Did you already suspect that these so-called good vitamins could be causing bloating? Have you noticed a difference in your belly after starting to take a multivitamin? Tell me in the comments if you have ever gone through this situation of starting supplementation thinking it would improve your health and ended up feeling more bloated and uncomfortable. The third vitamin that may be causing that persistent bloating in your belly is synthetic iron, specifically ferrous sulfate and ferrous fumarate found in most multivitamins and iron supplements. This discovery may be especially surprising for women who are the main target audience of iron supplementation due to menstrual losses. The problem is not the iron itself, which is absolutely essential for our health, but the cheap, poorly absorbable synthetic forms that dominate the supplement market. Ferrous sulfate, for example, has an absorption rate of only 10 to 15%, which means that 85 to 90% of the iron consumed is not absorbed by the intestine and remains in the digestive tract, causing a series of problems. When unabsorbed iron remains in the intestine, it becomes food for pathogenic bacteria, especially those that produce gases such as hydrogen and methane. This results in excessive fermentation, abdominal distension, flatulence, and that bloated belly feeling that worsens throughout the day. In addition, unabsorbed iron has oxidizing properties and can cause inflammation of the intestinal mucosa, compromising the absorption of other nutrients and altering intestinal permeability. This chronic inflammation not only contributes to bloating, but can also lead to leaky gut syndrome, a condition associated with weight gain and difficulty losing weight. Synthetic iron can also interfere with the absorption of other essential minerals such as zinc, copper, and manganese, creating imbalances that affect metabolism. Zinc, for example, is crucial for insulin function and carbohydrate metabolism. When its absorption is compromised by competition with synthetic iron, insulin resistance can occur and lead to a greater tendency to accumulate abdominal fat. Studies show that people who regularly supplement with synthetic iron have lower serum zinc levels, even when they consume adequate amounts of this mineral through diet. Another concerning issue is that excess iron, even if not properly absorbed, can stimulate the growth of pathogenic bacteria in the intestine, negatively altering the microbiota. An imbalanced microbiota is directly related to increased intestinal permeability, systemic inflammation, and difficulty maintaining a healthy weight. Many women report that they began to experience digestive problems and weight gain after starting iron supplementation without making the connection between these symptoms and the supplement. The daily recommended dose of iron for women of reproductive age is 18 milligrams, but many multivitamins contain between 25 to 65 milligrams of synthetic iron, an amount far higher than necessary and one that can cause the problems mentioned. The solution to this problem involves a smarter and more natural approach to maintaining adequate iron levels. First, before supplementing iron, it is essential to get tests to check if a deficiency truly exists. Many times, what seems like an iron deficiency is actually a deficiency of other nutrients such as vitamin B12, folate, or thyroid problems. If supplementation is truly necessary, opt for chelated forms or ferrous bisglycinate, which have much higher absorption and cause fewer gastrointestinal side effects. Alternatively, heme iron found in animal foods such as beef liver, lean red meat, and sardines has an absorption rate of 15 to 35%, much higher than synthetic forms. For vegetarians and vegans, strategies such as consuming iron-rich plant foods along with vitamin C, avoiding iron with coffee, tea, or dairy, and including fermented foods can significantly improve absorption. absorption. A particularly effective strategy is the use of cast iron cookware to prepare acidic foods like tomato sauce, which can provide bioavailable iron without the problems of synthetic supplements. If you have been taking iron for months and noticed increased bloating, gas, or constipation, try pausing supplementation for a few weeks, focusing on optimizing dietary iron absorption through the strategies mentioned. Many people are surprised to find that their digestion improves and their belly deflates when they stop overloading the intestine with poorly absorbed synthetic iron. Shall we move on to the fourth and final vitamin that may be sabotaging your belly? But before that, it seems you still haven't liked this video. This is very important for YouTube to continue promoting this information that the supplement industry does not want you to know. The fourth and perhaps most surprising vitamin that may be bloating your belly is synthetic vitamin D3, specifically when consumed in very high doses or without the proper cofactors. This revelation may seem contradictory, since vitamin D is widely promoted as essential for practically every aspect of health, including metabolism and weight loss. And it really is essential. But as with many vitamins, the way it is supplemented can make all the difference between benefits and problems. What happens is that vitamin D does not work alone in the body. It is part of a complex system that involves vitamin K2, magnesium, and vitamin A. When you supplement with high doses of vitamin D3 in isolation without these cofactors, you can create imbalances that result in fluid retention, inflammation, and even weight gain. Vitamin D is actually a hormone that influences the expression of more than 3,000 genes, including those related to calcium metabolism, insulin regulation, and immune function. When consumed in excess without the supporting nutrients, it can cause subclinical hypercalcemia, a condition where there is too much circulating calcium in the blood, but this calcium is not being properly directed to the bones due to a lack of vitamin K2. Excess circulating calcium can cause several problems that contribute to bloating and weight gain. First, high levels of calcium can interfere with the absorption of magnesium, a mineral crucial for more than 300 enzymatic reactions, including those involved in energy metabolism. Magnesium deficiency is directly linked to insulin resistance, water retention, and muscle cramps. Second, when there is an imbalance between vitamin D and K2, calcium can deposit in soft tissues, including blood vessels and kidneys, compromising circulation and kidney function. This can lead to sodium and water retention, resulting in generalized bloating and increased blood pressure. Third, very high doses of vitamin D can suppress the production of parathyroid hormone, a hormone that regulates calcium and phosphorus metabolism. When this balance is disrupted, phosphorus retention can occur, which competes with magnesium and can cause inflammation and bloating. Many people take doses of 4,000, 5,000, or even 10,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily without ever monitoring their blood levels or considering the need for cofactors. The safe and effective dose of vitamin D varies enormously between individuals, depending on factors such as body weight, skin color, sun exposure, latitude of residence, and cofactor status. For most people, doses between 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily are sufficient to maintain adequate levels, especially when combined with moderate sun exposure. The strategy to optimize the benefits of vitamin D without causing adverse effects involves a more balanced and intelligent approach. First, always get 25 hydroxyvitamin D tests before starting supplementation and monitor levels every 3 to 6 months to adjust the dose. The ideal level is between 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter, not the extremely high values that some sources recommend. Second, if you are going to supplement with vitamin D, always include vitamin K2 in the form of MK7, which has a longer half-life and better absorption. The ideal ratio is approximately 100 micrograms of K2 for every 1,000 IU of D3. Third, ensure you are consuming adequate magnesium, preferably in chelated forms such as magnesium glycinate or malate, at a dose of 300 to 400 milligrams daily. Fourth, do not neglect vitamin A, which works synergistically with vitamin D and can be obtained from beef liver, free-range egg yolks, or cod liver oil. A natural and very effective alternative to synthetic supplementation is to gradually increase sun exposure during lower intensity hours, allowing your body to produce vitamin D naturally, along with other benefits beneficial compounds formed during cutaneous synthesis. If you have been taking high doses of vitamin D for months and noticed increased bloating, especially accompanied by excessive thirst, constipation, or fatigue, you may be experiencing the first signs of excess. Reduce the dose by half, add the mentioned cofactors, and observe if the symptoms improve. Remember that more is not always better when it comes to fat-soluble vitamins like D, which accumulates in the body and can cause toxicity when consumed in excess. Now that you have discovered how these 4 popular vitamins may be secretly sabotaging your efforts to have a flat belly and a healthy body, it is time to implement the solutions I have shared. The first action you should take is to do a complete audit of all the supplements you are currently taking. Take each bottle and check if it contains synthetic thiamine, folic acid, ferrous sulfate, or excessive doses of vitamin D3 without cofactors. If you find these substances, consider pausing their use for 2 to 4 weeks while implementing the natural alternatives I mentioned. During this break period, focus on obtaining these nutrients through real foods, seeds and whole grains for B vitamins, dark green leafy vegetables for folate, organ meats and fish for hemi-iron, and moderate sun exposure combined with foods rich in vitamin K2 for vitamin D. The second crucial strategy is to optimize your digestion and gut microbiota, which may have been compromised by prolonged use of these synthetic vitamins. Include fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut, and kombucha in your daily routine to repopulate your gut with beneficial bacteria. Add natural digestive enzymes through foods like papaya, pineapple, and sprouted greens. Consume prebiotic fibers from sources such as artichoke, garlic, onion, and green banana to feed the good bacteria. And do not forget to stay well hydrated with pure water, as dehydration can worsen fluid retention and bloating. The third recommendation is to implement a gentle detox protocol to help your liver eliminate any buildup of non-metabolized synthetic vitamins. This can be done through the regular consumption of detoxifying foods like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and other cruciferous vegetables that contain compounds supporting liver detoxification enzymes. Herbs such as dandelion, milk thistle, and artichoke can also be consumed as teas to support liver function. During this period, avoid alcohol, processed foods, and other substances that may further overload your liver. The fourth strategy involves carefully monitoring how your body responds to these changes. Keep a journal where you record your energy level, sleep quality, degree of abdominal bloating, and body weight daily. This will help you identify which changes are having the greatest positive impact and what adjustments may be needed. Remember that the benefits may take a few weeks to fully manifest, as your body needs time to rebalance and eliminate accumulations of synthetic substances. Be patient with yourself and celebrate each small improvement, as they are signs that you are on the right path to restoring your digestive health and achieving that flat belly you have always dreamed of. A common question is how long it takes to see results after stopping these synthetic vitamins. The answer varies from person to person, but I can share what I have observed in thousands of cases over the years. People who were taking only one of these problematic vitamins generally begin to notice a reduction in bloating between 5 to 10 days after discontinuation. Those who were consuming multiple supplements with several of these substances may take between 2 to 4 weeks to experience significant changes. The most determining factor is not only stopping the synthetic vitamins, but also how aggressively you implement the natural solutions I mentioned. Some people worry that they will develop nutritional deficiencies when they stop supplementing, but the reality is exactly the opposite. When you stop overloading your digestive system with poorly absorbable synthetic substances, your gut can finally function properly and better absorb nutrients from real foods. It is like taking a stone out of your shoe and finally being able to walk normally. Many of my followers report that after a few weeks without synthetic supplementation, blood tests show improved nutrient levels, especially iron, folate, and B vitamins, even while consuming the same amounts of food. This happens because intestinal inflammation decreases, the microbiota rebalances, and absorption returns to normal. A crucial point I cannot fail to mention is the importance of timing in implementing these changes. If you have been taking multiple synthetic vitamins for years, I do not recommend stopping them all at once abruptly. The ideal approach is to make a gradual transition, first eliminating the vitamin you suspect is causing the most problems, observing the results for a week, and then removing the next one. This approach allows you to identify exactly which substance was most affecting your body and also avoids any discomfort that may arise from very sudden changes. During this transition period, it is essential to significantly increase your consumption of foods rich in the nutrients you are supplementing so that there is no period of deficiency. Now, I want to propose a challenge that can literally transform your health in the next 30 days. Choose one of the 4 vitamins I mentioned today and test it for yourself. Pause supplementation of that vitamin for exactly 2 weeks and implement the natural alternative I suggested. At the end of this period, come back here and leave a comment telling exactly what changed in your body. This challenge will not only help you discover which of these vitamins was affecting you, but will also create a bank of real evidence in the comments that can help thousands of other people. Do you accept this challenge? Leave here in the comments which vitamin you will test first. If you have made it this far, I am sure you are truly committed to transforming your health and finally solving this bloating problem that has been bothering you for so long. The information I shared today may seem contradictory to what you have always heard about vitamins, but it is based on the most recent research in nutritional science and on the real experience of thousands of people who managed to solve their digestive problems by making exactly these changes. If this video opened your eyes to a new perspective on supplementation and you are excited to implement these natural strategies, do not forget to like this video so it can reach other people who may be going through the same problems you have faced. Your like makes all the difference for the YouTube algorithm to show this content to those who need this information the most.